I should head downstairs and find Billy and the others first.
Wise! There you are! Belle already told us everything.
Now that's our manager! You found a clue on the culprit in no time at all!
Alright, time to investigate the site. We'll head to the energy hub and trace the singularity leakages as they appear, until we locate either the culprit or Gerta Blulu.
Right. Fairy and I will stay here and back you up remotely, just like before. Wise, if you run into the culprit or Gerta Blulu, don't do anything reckless, okay?
Don't worry, Belle. I promise.
We'll protect the manager too!
Yeah, don't worry, Belle. If anything goes wrong, I'll grab Wise and make a run for it.
No problem! A Starlight Knight always protects their companion!
Wow. Seriously? Come on, don't say stuff like that, it's bad luck. And Wise, we're here. Stay sharp, and if things go south... Huh? Where are we? Did we end up back in Buastra?
It looks like... an office?
This place feels really familiar. Wait, isn't this Lady Dracina's office? Valina brought me here before.
Huh? Lady Dracina's office? So Gerta Blulu came all the way here just to walk straight into it.
Strange. We expected the trail of singularity leakages to lead in...
Wait. You startled me. Well... I see. A path formed by singularity leakages? I really hadn't considered that possibility. If your speculation is correct, then Gerta Blulu is most likely hiding among the singularity leakages in Buastrum. And if that's the case, then it all makes sense.
Lady Dracina, do you have any other clues?
Well, you see, a few nights ago, a small singularity leakage appeared near my office. Considering that, together with your deductions, the target of both the culprit and Gerta Blulu is most likely Wise. Could I ask these two to step outside for a moment? After all...
It's all right, Lady Dracina. We're all friends here.
I understand, but this concerns Rose Califer, especially considering who these two are. A new Eridu public
An unemployed freeloader is a little hard.
Oh, I get it. It's the kind of top secret stuff where knowing too much means trouble, right? Yeah, it's a bit complicated, so Wise and I will need some time to talk. Cecilia and Billy, you can return to Amber Hall and... Right away! No problem, Lady Dracina. Me and this robot vacuum will disappear right...
Something feels off. Why am I treated differently from Cecilia and Billy? Is it something about my identity? Should I call them back here?
What is it, Wise?
It's nothing, Lady Dracina.
Come here, Wise. That night, I had just returned to my office when I sensed an unusually strong ether presence in the air.
Now that you mention it, there still is a faint trace of ether in this room.
Aside from the residual ether, these documents were scattered across the floor at the time.
Lady Dracina, are these documents...
Compare them with what you have found. Once you read them, you will understand.
CCD facility renovation plans, personnel transfer records, Rosetta data daily reports. They... What's going on? My eyes Wait. That ethereal broke in several days ago. And the ether isn't coming from in front of behind me. I knew it. You're not Lady Dracina. What exactly are you?
Lady Dracina. I'm Truvia from High Ambitions Corp.
Truvia, run! Huh? Truvia. No. No. Move, now.
Lady Justina, are you unharmed? Is that Miss Truvia?
Secret? Oh, thank goodness, just in time. Hurry.
Yes, Lady Justina.
This is my fault. I shouldn't have left her here alone with
Wise? Lady Justina, forgive my boldness. But do you mean...
Yes, that's what happened. What I mean is, I never realized there was such a deep animosity between Wise and Truvia. But I believe Wise must have acted on impulse. He would never do this otherwise. In any case, our first priority is to find Wise and get to the bottom of this. Lindvern isn't here, so can I count on you to handle this, Secret? Secret?
My apologies, Lady...
Good. I'll leave that to you, Secret. And about tonight? Keep it...
Yes, Lady Just...
Go, Secret. Go fulfill your duty. Find him, arrest him, and then bring him back to me.
Pyrois! Why did you pull?
Because she's beyond saving. Her wounds were clearly fatal. And that thing that appeared like Sunbringer. We cannot face it.
Are you power?
You're supposed to be powerful, Pyrois!
Are you sure? Do you really want to see the rest of Rose Galifer buried? Acting on impulse won't save her. Take some time to clear it, and then go do what only you can.
Something only I can do. But right now...
You sure look like a mess. It's only been one day.
Ramiel, why are you here?
The airspace patrol alarms have been going off non-stop. So I had to check, didn't I? They could be looking for their fugitive. So, how all right. If you don't want to talk, fine. And if you don't want to go home... Oh, right. In that case, why not cut... If you don't answer, then I'll... All right. Here's a towel. If you've got the strength, you can take a hot shower, too. Okay, fine.
Why? Why did you bring me here?
Hey, shouldn't you thank me first?
Thanks.
Since when? If you really want to show your thing.
My turn.
Your turn, too. Hey, what's with that look? I've already dried you off. You know, Wise, I've never liked rainy days. The rain always leaves my wings soaked and heavy. Shake as I might, I can never quite... The same goes for taking a shower. Though at least I can manage to keep my wings from getting too wet.
What wings must feel really
Yes. Honestly, it's miserable. And such a hassle to manage. A hairdryer is useless. Too hot and I start shedding. Too cold and I cut. But I can't just wait for them to air dry. It takes forever, and I'm way too impatient for that. Besides, it leaves this strange smell. So, the best solution is a slow towel dry like this. But with wings this large, there are always spots like before. If I got caught in the rain, I'd sneak onto Belly's bed and roll around, drying my wings on her sheet.
Huh? Wait. Why would you crawl?
It was fine as long as I didn't get caught. Though, of course, whenever Belly did notice, and no matter how angry she was, in the end, she'd always do just what you're doing now. Wise, do you know what New Eridu's records say about what became of...
I remember something about an operation called the Day of Silence. You and Colonel Vike were involved in an accident, and then both died in the line of duty.
Yes, died in the line of duty. Such a noble, dignified phrase. Though, in a sense, it isn't entirely wrong. After all, for us Void Hunters, our first and only duty was to suppress the Karma Core inside our weapons.
The Karma Core?
That's right. Remember the Enchainer I mentioned before? What truly sets them apart from ordinary ethereals is a special core known as a Karma Core, found only within an Enchainer. According to RK, a Karma Core differs from an ordinary ether core. It doesn't form naturally. It is something made directly by the Creator. The Creator made the Karma Cores, a power capable of rewriting the laws within Hollows, and used them as the cores to create the Enchainers of the Great Hollows. That's the gist of it, at least. Back then, after a long and bitter struggle, we finally were able to bring down one of the Enchainers. But the Karma Core itself could not be destroyed. RK and Sunbringer, they wanted to eliminate the threat posed by the Karma Core once and for all, while allowing humanity to harness the power within the end. They found a way to seal the Karma Core within Porceloy. And from that, they forged the Void Hunter weapons.
So, the power inside Void Hunter weapons ultimately comes from the Creator?
Yes, which is exactly why there are so many side effects. At the time, we were naive enough to believe that if we could truly master that power, humanity might finally overcome the Hollows once and for all. So, when RK and Sunbringer proposed the plan, we never doubted it for a moment.
Lady Sunbringer and Professor RK's plan?
Yes. Project Sunseeker. I'll never forget that accursed name for as long as I live. Simply put, it was an experiment that used vast quantities of porceloy as a medium to partially fuse us Void Hunters with the Karma Core sealed within our weapons.
They fused you with a Karma Core. Then that would mean...
It meant we'd become artificial enchainers, no more enduring the costs of wielding Void Hunter weapons, and perhaps even achieving a stronger form to defend New Eridu. Looking back, I can hardly believe I fell for RK's lies so easily.
So, it was in that experiment when you and Colonel...
Yes. Belly and I were the final participants. Or rather, the final test subject. Looking back, I wonder if Belly already knew the truth behind RK and Sunbringer's plan. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have insisted on coming along. She's never been one to enjoy the spotlight. If only I'd realized what she was thinking sooner.
Ramiel.
RK was extremely meticulous, always laying out careful, detailed plans. So, I can't say if the Karma Core losing control during the experiment was truly an accident, or if it was his cleverly disguised plan all along. But whatever the truth, it ended with the Karma Core spiraling out of control and Belly becoming a new Enchainer. As for me, I partially fused with the Karma Core inside Damiel, becoming what I am now. A monster. Half human, half Enchainer. maybe deep down, I'm just not ready to give up my life so easily. In the final moment, Thaumiel's power of controlling temporal patterns froze me in a state of near suspended animation. I didn't fully awaken from the seal in Persena's Hollow until about a year ago.
The power of temporal patterns.
Right. Remember my feathers? The ones that can pin you in place. That's an example. The karma core sealed within Thaumiel holds the power to halt the flow of time. And because I partially fused with the karma core, even without Thaumiel, I can replicate a similar effect on a smaller scale. But that little bit of power isn't nearly enough to take on those 3 Sunbringers. That's why I had to reclaim Thaumiel. Even if it accelerates my path to becoming an enchainer. Never mind. Enough about me. Still, now that I've told you so much... It's your turn.
Huh? My turn?
To tell me your story, of course. Let's call it another round. You didn't actually ask, but I had a feeling you'd want to know. So I went ahead. Now, it's your...
I wasn't actually going to ask you anything. You simply started explaining it on your own.
Fair enough. But once you say certain things out loud, they don't weigh on you quite as much anymore. Or perhaps you'd like a little help getting...
Serpico and Truvia. They transferred to Helios not long after Belle and I started there. They came from a prominent background. They were the adopted children of Mosient, the head of High Ambitions Corp. They were exceptional students as well, so it didn't take long for them to become some of the Academy's most talked about students. We were all studying under Miss Carroll at the time, and before long, we became close friends. Back then, we all had ambitious plans for the future, understanding the Hollows, perhaps even conquering the 6 Great Hollows. In our teacher's words, we were meant to seize the sun called Helios. Later, the 4 of us who ranked at the top became the only 4 people ever to have smart ocular implants. Then, during a performance test for the implants, I lost control. Serpico. When I finally woke up in the hospital, I learned that Truvia had been taken away by people from High Ambitions Corp the day after the incident. The next time I saw her was during the fall of the old capital. She was with one of High Ambition's rescue teams. To be honest, I never imagined we'd meet again like that. Belle and I were seriously injured, but we still wanted to go back. Back to the ruins of Helios, to save as many people as we could. We begged Truvia for High Ambition's help. We promised we'd guide them through the Hollows, that we'd do whatever it took. But she turned us down without hesitation. I can't really remember what happened after that, but on that day at Helios, no one made it out alive except Belle and me. Then in Roskalifer, I met Truvia again. We talked about the past, but the way she spoke about it felt as though she were talking about someone else's life. I didn't know how to face her. And ever since then, no matter what I do, that gaze. I don't know whether it was Truvia's or Serpico's.
Perhaps the you from the past. The one who kept thinking, if only I'd done something sooner. Making peace with the past isn't easy. And sometimes...
Yeah, there won't be another chance. Truvia, she was killed by Dracena. By that thing pretending to be Dracena.
Something pretending to be Dracena. Wise, What exactly happened before I found you? I see. So that means Dracaena, the youngest of the Sunbringers, had already... No. Judging from the timeline and the outcome, perhaps not yet. I'm not sure.
Forgive me, but I cannot obey.
Is that secret?
I am afraid I cannot comply. I know...
Secret. She won't be easy to fool. Wise? What are you doing?
Secret. There's no need to pressure them. I'm right here.
Thank you for your understanding and
But...
Well, since Wise has already stepped out into the open, I suppose there's little point.
Remiel. Now that is an unexpected development. Mr. Wise, Lady Dracaena has ordered a search for you. As for this fugitive wanted for the...
Just so we're clear, if you decide...
How can you be so sure?
I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but... Are you really willing to...
Then speak plainly.
Very well. You really... The Sunbringer inside the CCD was Gerta Blulu.
What did you say?
Huh? I expected that reaction from...
That's quite a leap. I know that definitely wasn't Lady Dracaena, but... Gerta Blulu?
That is quite a story you've come up with.
Oh? I was expecting something more along the lines of, how dare you slander Lady Dracaena, followed by you charging straight at me with your spear. Or could it be...
What makes you so certain that it was Gerta Blulu?
Intuition, perhaps? Of course, there was also my trust in Wise. According to Wise's account, they followed the trail of singularity leakage through the energy hub, yet somehow ended up in Draceena's office. Then the false Dracaena showed up, sent Billy and Cecilia away, began mutating into an ethereal, and attempted to silence Wise for good. That's when Truvia arrived. She saw through the imposter's disguise too, and became her first target. After that, Secret, Dracaena ordered you to bring Wise back to the CC...
Yeah... Secret.
I did receive orders from Lady Dracaena.
Let's put it this way, Secret. Before you arrived, based solely on Wise's description, I assumed Lady Draceena's karma core had gone out of control and turned her in... But from what we've seen before, if that were the case, there is no way she could have retained her human consciousness, much less continued issuing... With that possibility ruled out, and considering Wise's discovery of the singularity leakages, along with the recent appearance of multiple Enchainer larvae, it is entirely possible that either Gerta Blulu or Bashmu entered the CCD through the singularity leakage, and, through the karma core, became partially fused with Dracaena.
How could that even be?
It seems you have at least a basic understanding of Enchainers and karma cores. Good. That saves me a fair bit. I can't say how Sunbringer managed it, but the most likely explanation is that she divided her karma core into 3 parts and entrusted them to the 3 ladies we see today. That would also explain why Gerta Blulu and Bashmu appeared at roughly the same time. Then again, there may be a 3rd Enchainer larva out there that we simply haven't discovered yet. As for why I don't think it was Bashmu, well, that's the easy part. Bashmu is enormous. Had it appeared in Buastrum, it couldn't possibly have gone unnoticed. So, either it was Gerta Blulu, or a 3rd Enchainer larva we haven't discovered yet. It attacked Lady Dracaena, and it succeeded. just not completely. Otherwise, there would have been no reason to keep impersonating her. If I had to compare it to something, it would be like, two people fighting over the same controller. Dracina's consciousness and Gerta consciousness coexist in the same body, competing for control of both the body and the Karma Core. Judging by the current situation, it seems Gerta has the upper hand.
That is still nothing more than speculation. And if Mr. Wise deceived you, then none of your—
It's true.
It's all right, Wise. I believe you. Remember the rules of our little Q&A game. You don't have to tell the whole truth, but no one is allowed to lie. And besides, Sigrid, you've heard us out this much already. I'd say that means there's still room.
What is it you want to talk about?
Why, how to get that poor little Sunbringer out of her current predicament, of course. So, interested? There's too many eyes out here. We should speak inside.
The Retroflux Zone. I never would have thought you would be hiding here.
Oh? And here I thought you had let me go on purpose.
I never expected the Airspace Patrol surveillance network to have such a glaring blind spot.
Would you call it that? Before all this, I wouldn't have believed anyone would willingly live in the sewers with a whole colony of Bangboo either.
I was pretty shocked when I first got here, too.
All right, let's save the small talk. Let's discuss how we're going to deal with Gerta. Or rather, what to do about Dracina. First of all, the enemy has already taken control of the CCD. That effectively gives it access to Roskalifer's communications network as well. In other words, we can't communicate with anyone through electronic means right now. If we do, it'll notice us almost immediately.
Lady Dracina did give orders to keep a close watch on any unusual communication signals within the island.
See? The enemy is already starting to show the cloven hoof. No offense to horse tyrants, of course.
Go on.
Dealing with it wouldn't actually be difficult. The real problem is how to do it quietly. Even I can't be sure I could bring it down in a single strike. None of us knows how deeply it has fused with the Karma Core. If we act rashly, worst case, everyone in Roskalifer ends up witnessing Lady Dracina turn into an ethereal. And by then, even if we manage to save Dracina, to Roskalifer, all we've really done is save a monster that could turn into an ethereal at any moment.
I never thought you cared about Roskalifer's order and
Why wouldn't I? This is the utopia my friend built with her own.
Remiel's right. We need a way to keep the imposter contained without drawing any attention. Sneaking back into the CCD again probably won't work. Even if Sigrid helped us and cleared out all the guards, the imposter would notice the moment she did anything out of the ordinary. Unless we could somehow lure the imposter out of... Remiel, Sigrid, I know how we can...
Oh?
Please, go on.
Tomorrow evening, the CCD will be holding a welcoming banquet for the island's guests in its reception hall. Lady Dracina is scheduled to host it herself, which means she'll have to appear in person.
That does sound promising. We could go in as guests instead of forcing our way into the CCD. That would save us a great deal of trouble.
But, Mr. Wise, with so many guests around, how do you plan—
What if a singularity leakage were to appear at the exact moment the imposter makes an appearance? Or rather, a passage formed by multiple singularity leakages. That's how it was transferred to Buastrom in the first place. So naturally, we can use the same method to send it back. And if there are no airspace patrol soldiers near the hollow at the time, then it shouldn't attract any attention, right?
I am starting to lose track of what you mean, Mr. Wise. How are you going to make a singular—
Yesterday, Remiel and I found the culprit's crime scene at the bottom of the Retroflux Zone. We also figured out how those singularity leakages are being created. I think I can make something similar. As long as we keep it under control, nobody at the banquet should be in any danger.
Fighting fire with fire are...
Yeah. As long as we have stable hollow observation data to run the calculations. Oh, wait. No. I don't have the HDD with me. And I can't contact Belle or Farrah.
Uh-oh. That look on your face.
If you are concerned about obtaining stable hollow observation data, while I am not an expert in that field, there is a derelict area known as Rosewick within the Scommel Hollow. During patrols, we discovered equipment there that is similar to what the CCD uses to process Rosetta data. However, due to their excessive size, they were left abandoned on site and never retrieved.
If the equipment is still operational, we should be able to make use of it. But without data boot to handle the calculations, that would probably take... Oh, the Enna Gang's Bangbu. Most of the Enna Gang's Bangbu used to be CCD data boo. If they're willing to help us.
Don't you remember, Wise? In their eyes, those 3 Sunbringers are all imposters. Anyway, leave this to me. At the very least, Prophet Boo should be willing to do me this favor. That leaves one final question. How are we supposed to get into Scommel Hollow without tipping off the imposter?
Why are you both suddenly looking at me like that?
Oh, nothing. I simply thought a certain airspace patrol deputy director might be able to get us into Scommel Hollow.
At first light tomorrow, I will return here and find a way to get you to Rosewick. I can also pretend I never saw you tonight. That is all the assistance I can offer. And if I discover that everything you have told me is false, I will personally answer for tonight's decision, whatever the cost. Before I leave, there is one final matter I would like to confirm with you, Remiel.
Mm-hmm.
You once attempted to assassinate Lady Eldrada. Why, then, are you going to such lengths to save Lady Dracena?
Because none of them are the Sunbringer I'm looking for. To me, they're no different from this city in the sky. They're all gifts Sunbringer left behind for the world. I simply don't want to stand by and watch the things my friend cherished be destroyed by monsters from who knows where.
PlayStation